Hey everybody, Spy4360 here. I stream bi-daily, so if you'd like to catch some gameplay live, check out these links, and I've also got them in the description below. Without further ado, new patch, new equipment, let's go into everything, and I'll show you what's good, what's hot, what's not. First off, we have a new weapon, Blazing Mahaya. Mahaya. Blazing Mahaya. Sorry. It's kind of a downgrade. So let me just show you how I deck mine out. I've got crit boost, and handicraft, just so you hit max crit boost, right? You're at level 5. And you get 1 handicraft, which I feel like is the best 1-slot jewel that you can have, right? And this thing has White Flame Torrent on it, which is a very complicated skill. There's a math video if you'd like to see the ins and outs of the intricacies of how it works. I'm going to drop that in the description below. But basically, every time you hit, there's like a 1 in 4 chance for you to get a White Flame Torrent proc. If it doesn't happen, 3 seconds later, you'll get another chance to get that hit, but instead of it being a 1 in 4, it's going to be a 1 in 3, right? And the chance gets better and better until it's guaranteed if you don't hit it, right? If you get this hit, it does 50 true damage. So, like, it ignores defenses and stuff. If you're hitting, like, bad parts of the monster, you'll still get a 50 damage proc. And this skill is better the longer a hunt goes, just because you'll get more and more hits off, right? The downside of using the Blazing Mahaya, instead of a Arshan weapon is my Arshan weapon has Power Prolonger 3, Crit Boost, and Crit Boost. Power Prolonger for Switch Axe is actually really important, just because the more time you're not spending getting amped, the more DPS you have. So Enhancer is pretty important. You pretty much need the Crit Boost just for a big damage. And yeah, swapping out a Crit Jewel 3, because this is a 3, a 2, and a 1. Swapping out the Crit Jewel 3 for Enhancer does not feel good. Your damage numbers are just like not anywhere close to any of the Arshan weapons, right? So having the extra slot for what's it called? Enhancer is just it's really good. It's incredible. On top of that, your Arshan weapons, you really want it to only be Paralysis or Sleep. And Paralysis and Sleep is pretty much good against, like, the entire roster, whereas the Mahaya is only good against, like, Dragon Weak monsters for its extra dragon element, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just use your Arshan weapons. If you can get a roll on an Arshan weapon of 4 attack boosts and then 1 sharpness boost, that's the best weapon in the game. Initially, I thought it was going to be all attack boosts, but the same guy who made a math video that I put in the description about the Mahaya also made a map video about Arshan weapons, and for raw weapons you want 4 and then like a sharpness, just because the time you would spend sharpening outweighs like having 5 raw instead of like 30 sharpness, if that makes sense. Yeah. If you're doing like a speed run for something that you can kill in having 1... So with this, you can have an Enhancer and a Handicraft, so you'd actually have 20 hits of white instead of 10. If you can kill something in 20 hits of white, then honestly, the extra 5 raw is going to be even better. But there's only a couple monsters in the game that you'd be speedrunning that are like that, right? Anyways, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. The equipment. So my build is let me show you the build really quick. So we have max crit boost from both of these weapons, max agitator, max counter straight, max might, max might, max antivirus, 2 things of weakness exploit, 1 burst, and then constitution and flinch for your kind of just extra, right? So the main thing coming from this is most people are replacing their Arc Vulcan mail with the... Let me get to the names of them just so I know which one. Yeah, these are the same. With the Numia Shroud, you can see we go from 1 weakness exploit to 2 agitators, and then we have a 3-slot, 3-slot and a 2-slot down to a 3-slot. So this is more efficient going from like a 2-slot to a 3-slot pretty much, because these are 2-slot, or these are 3 slots, and then this is a 3-slot. So you have 3 3-slots pretty much over a 3-slot, a 3-slot, and then a 2-slot, right? Unfortunately, the Switch Axe build is more dependent on 2 slots than 3 slots, and any combination other than what we have right now for these pieces of equipment is just worse. As an example, we want Second Wind from Fulgur Anjanath, right? So let me actually go back to the smithy, because I don't have the other pieces crafted. But the other Fulgur Anjanath pieces are very inefficient. Yeah, I just put this here. Yeah, so we've got Stamina Surge and Coalescence, both of which we don't need, and then a 2-slot and a 1-slot. Which instead, we're using the Gormagala Greaves, which has Antivirus, which we do need, a 3-slot, which is also something that we need, and then 2 1-slots, which is something we need for the Antivirus Jewels. So that's a really efficient piece of equipment, is the Gore Greaves. Coalescence is okay. It's just not worth switching out the antivirus and the 3-slot for. Likewise, the coil is Stamina Surge, and this one is a 2-slot and a 2-slot, which isn't the best. We are hungry for 2 slots, but we also need a couple 3 slots, as I'll show you when we get to the decoration in a second. So just having the Gore coil with a 3-slot and a 2-slot is pretty good. In general, Constitution is better than Stamina Surge because we're not really going to be sprinting. We're going to be dodge rolling a lot. So Constitution, especially in combo with the... I forget what it's called. Fulgur Anjanath's Will, Second Wind. It's really good. Because that little bar, you get like 3 dodge rolls before you get under the bar and before your max might's in danger. You can have like 100% uptime of max might during an entire hunt just because of Second Wind, right? So if we also look at the chest piece, this one's okay. It's got max might, which is a 2-slot, and then... Oh, that's the alpha I'm looking at. Yeah, it's got... Oops. It's got a 2-slot, max might, and then 2 1-slots. So that would be a good alternative for the legs, but it's still less efficient than the legs that we're using. And then for the helmet is extremely efficient. It's basically that... the chest piece for Arc Vulcan, where it gives 2 3-slots and then a 2-slot. We get 2 levels of Agitator and then a 2-slot, right? Now let's quickly look at the Gormagala chestplate, or the Gormagala equipment, right? We're using the coil and the legs. We kind of already looked at those. But the arm gives Constitution, Evade Window, and then 2 2-slots, which is pretty comparable to the Max Might one. It's just the Fulgur Anjanath has like better skills. We don't really need Constitution or Evade Window too much. They're very good defensive skills, it's just having max might for damage is better. And they both have 2/2 slots, right? And then the armor is a 3 slot, 2 levels of evade window, and then a 1 slot, which for the same reasons, you don't want this, you know? It's very slot efficient. This is a 3 slot, 2 slots, and a 1 slot pretty much, but again, the other chest pieces are just better. And then finally, we've got the headpiece of Gore, which is also pretty good. It's got Coalescence, which is okay. It's better on elemental builds than raw. And then Evade Window, a 3 slot and a 1 slot. Which we're more 2 slot hungry. So this is just better. Because it has... I think Coalescence is a 3 slot. So we've got 2 3 slots, a 2 slot, and a 1 slot. Which this is just like a skill we don't need. Whereas this is 2 3 slots we do need, and then a 2 slot, right? Now, Xoshia armor is actually pretty good in terms of usability. The 2 equipment pieces that I could see we replace are the Numius B and the chest piece. The chest piece is something I see that everybody's using. I explained it earlier. You get a 3 slot over a 2 slot. So this is like a 3 slot, a 3 slot, and a 2 slot, and then this is 2 3 slots, and then a 3 slot, right? So we could just switch this out, and I'll show you that in a second of like what we lose. But the other thing that you could switch out is the helmet for our last helmet, because this is pretty much the same, right? You have 2 3 slots and a 2 slot with a 3 slot, a 3 slot, a 2 slot, and a 1 slot, plus recovery speed. So on paper, this is really good. But then we need to shuffle things around to either have... Where is it? Oh wow, it's up there. Yeah. 2 pieces of Fulgur Anjanath, which would probably be these 2. Which... we'd lose a 3 slot. No, we'd lose 2 3 slots. Which is no bueno. And then... I think we'd keep the arms. Because the other 2 pieces of Fulgur Anjanath are kind of just abysmal, right? Or alternatively, we can move things around for Gore Magala. But these pieces are equally as abysmal. These 2 are kind of the best ones in terms of like slot and mileage. The arms are pretty okay, because you can get 2 2 slots in, but the Fulgur arms are just, like, extremely good for what we want. So, yeah, we're kind of stuck at an impasse where it's like... we're giving up damage to, like, juggle around more defensive skills. And if you want a defensive set, the... I keep forgetting its name. Xoshia set is just like incredible as a defensive set, and I'll get into that later. But yeah, let me show you switching out the chest piece really quick, because we got to do some funny juggling for the chest piece. So here's what we have right now. I showed this off in the beginning of the set. We got just this is weapons based, so it's kind of irrelevant. But max agitator, max counterstrike, max might, antivirus, and then 2 levels of Wex, 2 constitution, a burst that we're slotting in, and then flinch free. Here's all of our gems. So we're using 2 mighties, 2 counters, oh no, 3 counters. A tenderizer, a chain for that burst, and then challenger. So... by switching this out, Here's what the set looks like now. We're down a Wex, and I think we can switch this out. Let me just take this off so it looks better. Yeah, we're max agitator without the charm, right? So we can move things around where we get burst. Yeah, we get chain. And we can put Wex on. Yeah. So we can get a level of Wex. So we have level 3 Wex over level 3 Max Might. That's the difference in this set, right? Let's just look at skills. Level 3 Wex is 10% affinity to 15% affinity, and then you get an extra 5 on wounds, right? So on wounds, it's 10% extra affinity, and then Max Might is 10% affinity. So there is a conditional 5% affinity when you're hitting wounds, right? Over just having Max Might up all the time, and just having that 10 up. And this is on any hit zone. It's not even on like Wex hit zones, right? You just have the extra 10% affinity. So it's just less conditions need to be met for the base 5 and then the extra 5 that you get from hitting wounds. So it's kind of scuffed. Also, if you're using this full set, and you're hitting weak zones, then you have 100% affinity. So it doesn't matter. It's just easier to get to 100% affinity on, I think you're like 95 on non-wounds, and then you're 100 on wounds. So if you were to switch this out with the Nomius Shroud, then you'd be on 90 for like Wex hit zones, and then 100 on wounds, right? So your DPS would be a little bit lower. But oh, also you don't need to hit HR 50. You can make this just like HR 41, right? Yeah. I feel like that gets my point across pretty well. Let me show off a tank set, because they did put in a pretty good tank set with this patch. So Numius, right? Oh, let me... How do you... Oh, skill info. Sorry. This is what minus crit boost and power prolonger. But you get 3 levels of agitator, ignore the charm. Elemental absorption, recovery speed, and coalescence and counter-strike from these. Also, you get super recovery, which is nuts. Super recovery just makes it so that you're always regen in HP, even if there's like no red portion. I'm gonna show this off because like with recovery speed, it's fucking bananas. You're basically always at full HP. And I would actually slot in like, let me actually put the set on and show you in game really quick. So before we get to the example of the hunt, this is the set that I made for the tank set. It's just all of the beta pieces for Nomius. Nomenuus? I keep butchering words, I'm sorry. But we got the Challenger Charm, and the rest of the pieces give you max Challenger. I'll just show it over here, right? We've got Power Prolonger, which comes from our weapon, right? And then max agitator again. 3 points in Wex. We've got max counter strike, max elemental absorption, and then 1 level of peak performance, which is like literally just 3 true raw, which is kind of nothing. And then burst and coalescence, which coalescence is better with like elemental attack. Where's the coalescence? I think it's on this. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it gives you a slight increase to elemental damage and status buildup, which this actually works... No, it doesn't. Elemental absorption works based off of your raw, which is kind of goofy. But if you can get... Having the tank build and then elemental absorption is really good, because the longer a hunt goes, the better elemental absorption is. So Blazing, Mahaya, and then elemental absorption are going to be pretty okay together. And that's pretty much it. We want to max out recovery speed just because of the interaction between the black gauge of HP bar and... what's it called? And the hyper recovery, I think it's the name of the skill. Let me just free buff so I can drop right in there. We are missing a lot of crit chance, so I wouldn't even try using Master's Touch. I'm pretty sure we're under the 73 threshold that makes Razor Sharp worth it. But yeah, let's get into it. I am not going to die. This is like laughably tanky. How crazy this set is. I'm also going to start off using... oops. The Xochitl weapon, because this could be potentially better. Just because the hunt's gonna go a lot longer. Oh, I should have done a single and then parried. Also, if you eat a jerky, your red HP heals a lot faster. Oh, wow. I don't think recovery speed works with that. Yeah, Super Recovery 2 is okay. But you can see we're like instantly full after that. Let's get the 20 hit off. Another downside of using the Xochitl weapon is we need to amp a lot. Oh my god. This tracking with that move is really good. I'm kidding. I'm trying to heal myself. Don't heal me. Oh, I parried way too early. Oh, I ran out of sword juice. Ah, my cat's gonna heal me again. Yeah, if you got a cat with you though, this build is like, you're literally unkillable. was a good flinch. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm just gonna stay down. Wow, that procced elemental absorption. Maybe I need to heal. That could be the coward in me talking. Who needs healing? Oh, he's asleep. Bomba? I think it's better for me to still hit his head here. Or not his head. Oh, shit. This might be worse of a wake-up than bombs. No, that's still better. Just because I don't have... Actually, if I crit, or if I don't crit, I don't think that's better than bombs. That's not the right thing. Ouch. Jesus. That's unfortunate. I parried way too early. Yeah, I'm trying to, like, not heal as much as possible. I've used 2 jerkies this whole hunt, just to, like, boost my, recovery speed. Which is kind of funny. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. Please connect. Hell yeah. Oh, I think I'm fine. The cat healed me. Oh. Did we lose? No, we still have it. I was about to say, did we lose the elemental absorption? Is that on me? No, it's on the cat. roll. I'm gonna try to go for the tail. I don't know if the true damage from a lot of these moves. Oh, that's good. That might be odd. Yeah. Oh, please. Oh, I parried way too early. Oh, we ran out of food, too. Can't have that. Almost got it. Oops. I'm hitting space to, like, skip the cutscenes. Okay, this time for sure. Actually, we wouldn't make that. Thought I had good spacing for that. Yeah, as you can tell, we're kind of fucking around here. But you know, the more time I'm killing, the more I regen health. So is it really fucking around, or is it aggro management? Does he even know? Yeah, he does. Jesus. Chill out. It is not that serious. Well, we lost. I shouldn't have been fucking around as much as I did. We were basically at the finish line. But, doesn't matter. I feel like we showed off the strengths of the tank build pretty well. You can kind of just, like, not heal at all. As you can see, I've still got all of my healing, except for Wild Jerky. Oh, man. I didn't think that actually ate it. But yeah, that's incredibly potent in terms of not using healing supplies, which are, like, really easy to come by. You know? Yeah. I don't think recovery speed works on the gray health at all, or like the black health. So I wouldn't even mess with that. You could probably slot in, like, what's it called? Like Constitution or any other one slot. Because I have one recovery jewel, so it goes from, like, triple to quadruple. But you could easily switch that out for, like, another physique, and that'd be good. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the tank builds. I wouldn't fuck with it. Just, like, having tempo and, like, killing faster is better. So I just use max damage, big damage. But it's a game. Have fun, do whatever you want. This build right here is just max DPS. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed me getting getting my ass handed to me. But yeah, if you'd like to see more content or content live, links in the description for everything. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye.